Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Mommin with Keisha. I'm Keisha Duh. So before we jump into today's video, if you could please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, I would really appreciate it. And subscribe because you're already here. So we're doing homemade spaghetti. It ain't nothing special. I'll tell you how I made it in a minute. We got this Parmesan cheese that I found at Walmart and I thought it looked good for a thumbnail. So there it is. And it's really good. Again, sorry about the echo. We just moved into the room I'm in right now. Is my beauty room / YouTube studio and it is not complete yet. Y'all already know I'm drinking my Coke, and today we got our friend Captain Morgan sponsor me. And we're gonna start this video with a shot. And you know why? I am just in that mood where I'm like, why not? You know? So let's do it. So cheers. This one is for all the mamas out there. What's today? Tuesday? I don't even know. This one's for y'all making it through that week. Virtual schooling. I know some people are going back. So this is for us. Cheers to y'all from Mommin with Keisha. I got these little plastic shot glasses around Halloween. And I just wash them and reuse them. All right, so I'm gonna put all that down. And now we're to a plain setting here. Finally, I put my spaghetti. Oh, forgot the cheese. Oh, good, it's still steaming. I was worried that it got cold because I set up first. Oh, I'm gonna put a lot. I set up first and then made my bowl and came in here, made sure everything was good. Once I sat down, I was about to press record and then Bailey had to go potty. Yes, my 2-year-old is like potty training herself. It is awesome. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. Again, I'm not sponsored by anything, but this cheese I found at Walmart. I'm sure other grocery stores have had it and I think I've used it before, but this is what it is and I really like it better than like the bag cheeses. This cheese melts really well. The bag cheeses don't necessarily melt as well, and they're not the same. I didn't buy like a fresh block of Parmesan, which I would have liked, because ever since I had like fresh Parmesan like at home, bought my own and did it, not like at Olive Garden or something, I fell in love with it. All right, so let me tell you how I made this spaghetti. Again, nothing special. Oh, some of y'all like that mixing sound, so let me put this close to the microphone. Okay, that was probably really good. So for this spaghetti, oh my gosh, I mixed it up and still didn't put the Tabasco. I like Tabasco. So for my spaghetti, this is just, I don't have like a certain, I'm about to just use the rest of this. It ain't that much. I'm about to just use, I mean, I have a, okay, that was more than I thought, but I don't always have like a certain way I make my spaghetti. My Gram that passed, she has the best spaghetti. I love it. And I don't know how to make it. If you ever had Jollibee's spaghetti, it reminds me of hers. And when I first had Jollibee's, if you want to see that video, scroll back on my channel and you'll find it. I literally got emotional because I was like, this reminds me of her spaghetti, and it was after she passed, so I was just like, what? It'll never be the same, but it was so good and so close. It made me so happy. So anyways, I don't have a spaghetti recipe myself, so I just used the Prego brand tomato, basil, and garlic spaghetti sauce, 2 jars of that. I used ground beef, and I used 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of spicy Italian sausage. You know, cook that, add your seasonings. I use salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. You know, I use seasoned salt. Lowry's sponsor me too, boo. And Frigo sponsor me, Frigo. Lowry's seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Actually, I didn't use any pepper. And I seasoned my meat with that. and then cook it, drain it, strain it, however you want to say it. Put the sauce on, mix it up good, and just let it do its thing. And then for the noodles, I just boil them in some salty water and add a little bit of butter once they're drain them. Add a little bit of butter once they're done. Leave a little bit of the pasta water. Yeah, that's what we got. And there's more like sauce. Like if you like yours more saucy, add more sauce to your bowl. I do not pre-mix my spaghetti because if you want to mix it, you can mix it yourself on your plate. And to the meat, before I put the sauce in, I put in a whole onion diced up, and then I put that in, cook it for like 2 more minutes, and then I put the sauce in and let it cook in there. And I do that because we don't like mushy onion. I feel like our onions still have a little crunch and a little bite. You know who else makes good spaghetti? My Aunt Robin. She makes really good spaghetti, but she hasn't made spaghetti. She stopped eating pork though. She used to put sausage in her spaghetti. And I was like, I would have never thought about that, but it was like the kind that you slice. Not ground sausage, like mine is ground sausage. And the first time I had hers, I was like, what? If you hear any noises behind me, my 2-year-old is my 2-year-old is sitting there on her iPad with a lollipop and some headphones. I've been really wanting spaghetti, so this is good to me. And I forgot a napkin, so whoops. And before anybody says, where's the garlic bread? Let me tell you, I need to figure out how to do some bloopers because anyway, she's gone now. Oh my goodness, she had to go to the potty again, and I was, oh my gosh, she's gonna keep getting up. So she got kicked out. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was talking about some spaghetti or something. So if you hear a little bit of them, whatever. This is a mom channel, so you can't hear my kids from time to time. It is what it is. So for today's topic, I just wanted to say, name in the comments down below your least favorite thing about your pregnancy. Any pregnancy that you had. Any pregnancy that you had. And then your favorite thing about it. If you don't have a favorite thing, that's okay. You could have hated the entire thing. And that is okay. Just say that. Say, I don't have a favorite thing. I didn't like it. Or your favorite thing was when it was over. Sorry. I'm using my viewfinder. I don't have a monitor today because my monitor is my iPad, and my 2-year-old basically took over my iPad, and I just don't got time for the fits, you know. So sometimes that's another topic I want to talk about, but we save that one for another day. So anyways, my favorite thing about pregnancy, okay, my favorite thing about when I was pregnant with Ava was the first time I felt the kicks. That was my favorite. Because the first time I felt it, I was like, that felt kind of weird. I don't know what that was, whatever. And then I felt it again, and it feels like you feel like you usually feel flutters, like light flutters, before you feel kicks, like boom boom boom. So I felt something, and I was like, Oh, that was new. That was different. I know you'll probably get tired of me telling y'all that I barely eat before I do my videos because I'd just be doing other stuff, but I haven't eaten anything real today. I ate a few bites of cucumber avocado salad that I made, which was bomb. And I ate I ate a pickle, like a flat sandwich pickle wrapped in a piece of turkey and 2 Slim Jims. That's what I ate all day today. I have to stop doing that. It is bad. Bad, bad, bad. But I just get like going, and then I forget. Anyways, what was the other thing I was, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the kicks, the baby kicks. That's like, that was my favorite thing with my first kid. That was like so cool. I was like, this is happening. At first I was like, I don't know what that was. And then I remember feeling it again later and I was like, and then not again till like the next 2 days or something. And then I felt it and I was like, I think that's a kick. I swear that's a kick. And then I would feel little tiny ones and I'd be like, babe, come touch my stomach. But he couldn't feel them, which is so weird because you can feel them in the beginning from the inside, but somebody putting their hand on your stomach, that was blurry. Somebody putting their hand on your stomach, they wouldn't feel it. I was like, oh, sorry. My other favorite moment was the first time he actually felt it, because I was feeling the kicks for a while. Little ones here and there, but I knew the difference at that point between like an actual kick or gas bubbles. So then when he was like, oh, you keep telling me to feel it and I can't feel anything. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, like that's probably frustrating. Anyways, and the first time he finally felt it, I put his hand there and I was like, pushed his hand down like, here, you're gonna feel this today. And I like pushed his hand down like this and he was like, you push it hard. I'm like, I'm okay. I don't feel, it's okay. If I'm okay, that's all that matters, right? You're gonna feel this kick. So I felt the kick and I didn't say anything. And then he goes, was that it? And I was like, did you feel that? He was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that was fine. And I was so excited. Excuse me, because like, I don't know. So emotional. No, for real though. I was like, I almost was more happy for that moment than the first time I felt it. Because it's like, from his point of view, he doesn't get to do anything with the pregnancy. Like, I carry the baby, I go through all the motions and stuff like that. You just have to be there to support me through it because you don't get to do anything until the baby gets there. It is what it is. So to finally, I think, feel more involved in the pregnancy itself by feeling that kick, that just was like fireworks for the both of us, I feel like. And then my least, there's a lot of stuff I do not like about being pregnant, which is one reason why I'll never do it again. What is my absolute least favorite though? I'm over here asking y'all the question and I don't have the answer. Least favorite overall, let's go with Ava's pregnancy. It was also new, so there was a lot of things to not like about everything's new, so there's a lot of things to not like about it. I hated the morning sickness. My morning sickness came at night and I didn't know that morning sickness was just like the nickname for it or whatever, but it could come at any time of the day. I didn't know that until it happened to me. And I got it at night, which is when I was the hungriest, so it made it a million times worse. Oh, one of my least favorite things about it was I did not like Chipotle. It wasn't that I disliked Chipotle, but every time I ate it, I used to be obsessed with Chipotle. Like I could eat it every single day. Not kidding. This is before I had Ava. Then when I got pregnant with her, I was like, oh yeah, I want Chipotle. And then I would go and I would eat one bite and I was like, and I literally started tearing up and my husband was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, I don't want it. I just don't want it. And he was like, are you feeling okay? And I was like, yeah, but I don't want it. So that was one of my least favorite things. And ever since then, I haven't had the same obsession with it since, which is insane to me. And here go my best friend in the comments. Chipotle is not even that good. Blah, blah, blah. She prefers Moe's. But I can't think of my least favorite. Like my absolute least favorite thing about being pregnant with Ava. Since I said my favorite thing with her. I'm going to go with, well, I'm high risk because I have what? Ouch. Ouch. I'm high risk no matter what because I have high blood pressure. Not preeclampsia. I have high blood pressure even when I'm not pregnant. So I was in and out of doctor's appointments all the time. I was monitored, like they hook you up to the machines for like 30 minutes or so. I was doing that way more than the average pregnancy because you're high risk. When you're high risk, it's just totally different. So that sucked because I would go to a regular checkup, just, you know, your regular pregnancy checkup, and then be there all day because I had to, they're like, oh no girl, you gotta go to the monitor, is your blood pressure high? And I'm like, it's always high. But when you're pregnant, it's no longer just about you and what your body is used to or what your body can handle. It becomes about you and somebody else. So that sucked. That sucked pretty bad because it was a lot for me. It was like every 2 weeks at one point I was just there for hours getting monitored. And they come watch and say, do you feel that? I'm like, no, I don't feel what? They're like, you don't feel these contractions? And I'm like, I feel totally fine. They're like, okay, so they're not labor contractions, but we're still gonna keep you because at this point they're going kind of crazy and we're, you know, we're a little worried. And I'm like, great. I had a lot of, I don't say like a lot of complications because I feel like in comparison to some of the stories you hear, I'll be like, oh, mine wasn't that bad. But not in comparison, just to myself. I was like, that should have been my thumbnail. Yeah, it was a lot. On top of being my first kid. I keep saying first kid because it's not my first pregnancy, even though it's my first kid, but that's a topic for a whole nother story when I'm ready to share my experience with miscarriage and things like that. Not this video. But, it ain't always rainbows and butterflies. As y'all know, I say that all the time. Okay, so let me think. My favorite with Bailey. With Bailey, my labor was emotionally harder. No, I can't even. Yes, the labor itself was emotionally harder because I had Ava at home and I had never been away from her. So I had to be away from her to have her sister. And I was crying, y'all. I was already emotional because hello. And then realizing that I had to be away from her overnight. And then one of the nurses saying, oh, you'll probably have your baby on Wednesday. I could see your baby coming on Wednesday. And it was Monday. I think it was on Monday, like Monday night when she said that. And I was like, and as soon as she walked out and closed the door, I lost it. And my husband was like, huh, oh no, no, come, what? And I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home right now. And I want to go see Ava. And I want to be with Ava. And I just want to go home right now. I want to have this baby, push her out, hold her, and walk out the door and go home. I just was like losing my mind. So that really sucked because I didn't realize I was going to feel like that at all. I just wanted to be home. My best friend, which is also my kid's godmother, she was there. So I knew she was in good hands. It wasn't about that. It was just the fact that I wanted to be with her. I was so sad. I was so sad. But when it came to actually pushing her out, a couple of pushes and she was out, y'all. That was amazing because with Ava, I pushed for an hour and 24 minutes or something like that straight, which doesn't feel that long when you're doing it. But the second time, you have something to compare it to. So then it was a couple of pushes and I was like, she's done, she's here, she's out. I was more in shock before the emotion hit me. I was like, that's it, I'm done. That was great to not have to push for that long, for real. But so one of the hardest parts was being there and having to be away from my first kid, who I had literally never been away from before that. Not for no overnight, maybe a couple hours in the day, if even that, but that was pretty hard. With Bailey, I had a lot of complications as well, being high risk and just some other stuff. And one of those things being Ava kicked me in my stomach. We were laying on the bed and I think I was tickling her or something. And then I stopped tickling her and she wanted to keep playing and she kicked me, not on purpose, just more like flitting around laughing, and she kicked me so hard. So hard in the stomach. I screamed and I started crying, but I didn't want her to feel bad. So I just kind of like turned my head and kind of like played it off. And I was like, whatever, come on, let's get up out of the bed. And I remember being in pain for like hours. And I was like, this kind of feels like contractions mixed with just a different pain that I never had before. So I was like, this don't feel right. So I called my husband and he was like, okay, I'm at the grocery store, but I'm coming home, whatever. So he came home and I'm like crying because it's just like getting worse and worse. And so I was like, take me to the hospital now. So he took me to the hospital. And they were like, oh, are you in labor? And I was like, I better not be. Because I had a while to go. I remember how far along I was, but nowhere near the time. Like, not even close. Not even close to where I would feel like, oh, it's just going to be okay. And it was getting bad. And then I'm like, I went to the closest hospital to me, not the hospital where I was supposed to deliver, because that hospital was too far. And when I got there, some lady was in labor and she was screaming and I could hear her down the hall as I'm waiting in the labor and delivery section. And they're like, we're gonna have room for you, but we just had an incident. And I'm like, it's cool, because one lady got there like right before me. I saw her. She got there right before me. And she almost didn't make it into the room because it was like that bad. So yeah, I was like, it's okay, you know, like go handle her. That baby about to pop out in the hallway type of thing. Then they finally got me in a room. And when I was in there, the nurses came in or whatever, and they were like checking me out. And they literally, one of them had to run out because that same lady, no, this was a different lady. She had just got there and they were getting her into her room and she had to stop at the door. And her room was like 2 doors down from me. And you could just hear her like, I can't make it. And I don't know. Then the nurse finally came back and was like, yeah, we just had to, you know, hurry up and help this lady get her baby out. I was like, I came on the wrong night. Because I waited for a good 20 minutes. I want to say literally 28 minutes. for them to get me to a room. Anyways, that was really scary because they had to give me a shot to stop the contractions and stuff and keep me on the monitors for a while. Plus being high risk, my blood pressure was high because I was nervous. Plus it's already high, so it was like high. And that was one of the scariest moments. The best moment for Bailey, like I said, pushing her out in like a good 4 or 5 pushes was amazing. But I did have more scares when it came to her, so that's my least favorite part. Is like I had more scares, like, oh, her head's not growing right, or oh, we see this on the ultrasound, we see that. Your girl came home every day crying and screaming, like, just, it was too much. It's stressful. I'm gonna take a shot just thinking about it. Anyways, that's really what I wanted to share, was just say, what are your ups and downs pregnancy? What is your best, not your best, favorite thing and least favorite thing? And you do not have to have a favorite thing, and like I always say, that is okay. If you hated every second of it, that is okay. Please know that this is the channel, this is the place where you can say that. You could be like, oh, you could say, I wish I never got pregnant. You could say, I wish I wish I never got pregnant. You can say that. That is okay. Life is life, and things don't go as planned, and you don't have to be happy about it because it's a miracle. It's okay to hate pregnancy, y'all. At least here. Society don't feel that way, but this is Mommin with Keisha. You are in a good place. So anyways, we're going to end this off with a shot. I'm not going to lie to you, I might eat a few more bites off camera, but I feel like this video is long enough. So again, cheers to the moms, whether you loved it, hate it, want to do it again. Because that have not came out a more perfect time. Y'all, I can't make this up. Everybody don't want to be this. Everyone doesn't want to have that. And that is okay. So cheers to that. As always, thank you for the love and support. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow me on all social media in the description box. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up, subscribe because you're already here. Turn on your post notification bell so you're always notified when I upload a video. I am getting more consistent now that I am more settled in my new place. And yeah, thank you all so much. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.